Hi guys. Today I'm going to explain about H1B visa interview questions. So just while entering into need to the interviewer, if the interviewer call your name, then while as soon as you reach the interviewer visa officer, just say good morning, and even like visa officer will ask, uh, wish you like good morning or good afternoon something. You just wish. Uh, you just respond or wish based on the time zone, like either good morning or good afternoon something. So next set of questions is like visa officer may ask you what type of visa are you going to applying for. So you can say your answer should be like very short and straightforward answers. So you can say H1B, and if visa officer will ask the questions about your passport, when is your passport going to expire, when it is issued. Just be careful with the dates, visa approval dates and the visa rejected dates. That is a one more thing. And like if you already visited the US, they will ask, they came to know whether you visited or not. So by checking their database. So now you be prepared with your answer. Like they will ask, is this is your first time to US? Like that they will ask. So if you already visited, then you just say, I have already visited United States. You just mention the year. No need to give the complete date. You just mention the year. That should be fine. So next question is like related to H1B. Uh, how long you are going to work in United States? You just say like until my contract ends, and like that you can say until my contract ends with the current client. If you have a client letter, then you can say I have a agreement with the client. I'm going to work till that period. So if you applied through the consultants, if the consultants they provided the client letter, that should be fine. If they didn't provide it and they should mention the internal project, be careful with that, and be prepared about the project, whatever the consultant mentioned in the documents. And just brush up about your project, what you are going to work uh, with that company. So you need to give the if they will ask more details about the project, so you need to give clear explanation about the project. So this is the one thing we need to remember always. Again they will ask, will you come back from USA? Just you just say yes, of course I'll come back. I have my family here. That should be fine. So then again they will ask, if they were again it is not really like they will ask, they won't ask, it depends on the interviewer. And if they want to uh, reject, or if they want to scrutinize in the interview, they will ask more questions. And why should you want to come back from US? Again you say I have a family and friends here. You can say I have properties here. My family is staying in India, so I'm going to come back from US. Next, again they will ask some more questions like, what will you do after coming back from USA? I will search job here. So you can say answer like this. How long have you been married? If you are married, you will get some questions on marital status related. And if you have a children, they will ask how many kids you have. So you just be prepared with the dates, the marriage date, and how long, how many years it is completed, including the months. Days are not required. Just you just mention 2 years, 2 years, 1 month, or 2 year, 2 months, like that. Next is who made the appointment for this interview. Like always, you just say myself. Also, one more question: who paid the visa fees, visa transaction fees, all these things? They will ask some interviewer. They will ask these type of questions. You can say myself. Sorry, employer paid that visa processing fees, like that. Um, Then again they will ask how long you are going to stay in United States. You just be clear with that. Uh, you need to mention 2 years or 3 years, 2 years period of time. Then there should be our way. Like for example, your visa petition is approved on October 28th. Then you need to mention uh, from that time to next 3 years. You just calculate probably by, for example, your visa is approved on 2022 October 30 or October month. You are going to stay in United States till 2025 September. So be careful with these dates. You just mention like probably till September 2025, like that. So do you have any friends or family members in US? You just say if you have, you can say yes, or you don't have, like just say no. And have you? Sometimes they will ask, have you booked your flight? If already it is not depending on, you can't book your flight before confirm visa stamping done, right? So you just mention not yet. Again, they will ask some questions on current employer. If you are still working, then they will ask you about who is your current employer and can you explain about your project. What is the salary that you are getting here right now? These things, where is your current employer located? So be careful with these questions and prepare answers for these questions. Where do you currently stay? So this type of, you will get it from the interviewer. So next is, who is your sponsor, visa sponsor, and uh, how much salary are you going to get in US? So be careful with these numbers. And so just whatever the uh, package that they mentioned in the offer letter, you just calculate. In the offer letter they will mention in the yearly basis, you just divide based on the monthly. Sometimes they will ask how much you are going to get in monthly, or sometimes they will ask yearly. So you just be careful with those numbers. You approximate numbers not required. Just say like, if it is 96,000, 96,000, then per monthly I'll get 8,000 USD, like that. Next is like, they will ask where you will stay initially. That time you just say my employer will take care of my initial stay until I find accommodation. My employer will be book the guest house near my office, like that. You just give the answer. So what is the office address that you are going to work? You just be careful with the office address. If they mention any client address, be careful with the client address. And if you are going to work for the same employer with the internal project, so uh, just check the address and remember that address to give proper answer. What will be your work location? Again, it is depends on like where you are going to work, whether it is a client location or it is a internal project. So based on that, you need to give answers. That is the one more thing. Um, Next, this is the question I have already explained. Who will pay for your trip to the US? So like petitioner or the employer name. That one you need to give the answer. Apart from that, don't nervous and be clear with your answer. Your answers always should be short and clean, and it should be clear. Don't take more time while giving the answers. So also they will ask some of the questions on your current employer, when it is found, on how many employees are working um, in the current the employer, the visa sponsor. So these things you should be uh, very careful. Uh, if they want to ask some more questions, they will ask, do you know anybody in USA? And what do you know about the place that you are going to visit? So you, if these questions, you just like carefully read some documents or some Google it something about your work location, uh, about the area. So that should be better. Uh, Sometimes. They will ask you the offer letter. Can I see the offer letter? Then be ready with document separation. Don't take much time while giving the documents. Be prepared, and for in the file just mention in the you just paste, like you just divide, like it is the offer letter where you kept the offer letter, where you kept the I 147, I 797. So these things you should be clear, and where is your acknowledgement. So these things you should be prepared with that. Next thing is they will ask, how did you get to know about your USA employer? So you just give these type of answers carefully. I came to know about this company through LinkedIn. My resume was uploaded in LinkedIn, and from there I have applied for this position. So do you know the living cost of visiting place? Yes, approximately something depends on like location. If it is California, you just say like around $1,500, and if it is in Florida, Texas, or any other places, you just mention approximately $1,200 like that. So again, they will ask some more question. When was your interview happened and how? So you should be careful. Um, our visas sponsor starts from the February. For example, if it is 2022, February 2022, and uh, all three rounds are completed within the February only. Then they started applying in February, and by March, your visas lottery going to pick up. So these days you should be very careful. Next is how many people took your interview. You just mention like two or three. There are three persons or two persons like that. Do you know the name of your company president? Yeah, you just give the proper answer. Who founded the company? You should be ready to give the answer. Like, what does your employee do? So you you should be very clear what is your employer going to do and what type of projects they are going to work, they are working right now. uh, these answers should be clear. You should read about your employer properly and give the proper answer, and the answer should be very short. So you should not take more like more than 2 minutes max. You should be like, it should be better if you conclude within 1 minute. Yeah, that is the one more thing. This answer should include services. What are the services that your employer going to do? So next is like, what is your company annual turnover? So this is the one. Uh, Next, how many employees are there in your current your sponsor or your employer? These numbers you will get it from the HR department. You just get the complete count. If not required, sometimes they will ask these type of questions as well. What is your qualification, and can I see your certificates? So be ready with all your certificates. Bring all your academic certificates, including mark list, or convocations, or any other supporting documents as well. If you are married, marriage certificates. If you have a kid, like birth certificate, kid birth certificate. So all these things you should carry while going for interview. Uh, Again, some more questions like, how many years of experience you have in this field? Do you have experience for the job that you applied for? Are you currently studying? Uh, what is your highest degree? These are related to educational qualifications. So these type of questions you will get in the visa interviews. Be confident and be prepared for your interview. Practice before going to the interview. Yeah, all the best. Good luck.